So there's lots of different ways they can do that. We have a loan at Truststone Capital where we'll make that difference up for them, get them out of foreclosure. Um, it's an interesting product, and it works for some people. Some people they don't have any interest in it. But there's a way to do that, which is a higher LTV, but it comes at a higher cost, and what it does to protect the lender is it transfers title to the property to the lender immediately. So let's say you put up the money for this, it was higher than 65% loan to value. No problem. You're basically, for whatever they're behind, buying the property plus whatever they owe. That's your purchase price. Now, if they make their payments and they get caught up, then you have an agreement to sell it back to them for an agreed upon amount, which is your profit. Or if they don't do it, here we are, they don't own the property anymore, and then it's a matter of them moving out. So it's a way that they can try and save the foreclosure, and that's used in some pretty special circumstances. But it's a product that we have that can help people not lose their home. If the hiccup is, there's some hiccups in life that are just a temporary hiccup, not a lifelong change. So that's a kind of a side note. Let's see here. The next thing is repayment plans offered. Initially, the lender will offer a structured plan to help them catch up, but he lacked the funds to do that, so that was out. Then they offered a loan modification. The lender, Amanda, bless her heart, considered modifying the loan terms, but Mark's financial situation did not support sustainable payments. So a short sale was offered to Mark. Let's short sell it. We'll sell it for less than what you owe, and we'll get this done. And that was rejected as well. The property had enough equity. Mark wanted to sell the loss, but the lender determined the property had enough equity to justify foreclosure. So that's a great point there. So the borrower might want to do a short sale, but you reject it because there's enough equity to pay for the foreclosure cost, the interest collection, and the marketing to sell the property if you end up back with it back. So then you would reject a short sale offer. So that's something to consider. Calculating the time, the costs and the timeline for the foreclosure. So in this particular case, the total outstanding balance was $415,000, including unpaid interest and penalties. The foreclosure filing and legal costs were $8,500, and the holding costs were $3,000 a month for property taxes, maintenance, insurance, and the time to the trustee's sale was 120 days from the notice of filing. That makes sense. It's a little long on the time of the NOD. No, it's not. It's short. It's to be 100. Okay, no, it's right in there. 90 plus 21 is 111 days. So it gives 9 extra days. What happened at the foreclosure sale? The trustee's sale, the lender set a minimum bid of $430,000 to recover their costs. No third-party buyers bid, so Amanda's private lending took the property back as a real estate owned. Now, she has a decision to make. Does she sell it or does she hold it? The lender evaluated whether to sell or hold the rental. Estimated resale value was $550. Estimated rental income was $4,200 a month. Given the strong demand, Amanda sold the property for $525 within 90 days. So what are the takeaways from this scenario? Strict adherence to state laws. California's non-judicial foreclosure process allows for a relatively quick resolution, but timelines must be followed. Earlier notices are critical. The notice of default and the notice of trustee's sale were filed on time to prevent unnecessary delays. Workout options should be explored first. While the repayment plan and loan modifications failed, these efforts helped build a legal record showing the lender acted in good faith. Understanding the costs and the holding risk, the lender calculated all the expenses upfront to avoid surprises. So you might want to do that before you make a loan. If I have to buy this thing, is it a property I'm going to want to own? And what's it going to cost me? Think about that. Give yourself 120 days. Let's say you give yourself 180 days, 6 months, and figure out the cost for that and go, okay, I do this deal. This is what I'm going to be having to come to the party with if things go the worst possible direction. And if I'm still happy with that scenario, then it goes there. One of the things that's interesting about these deals, she sold it for $525, right? And she only needed $430 to pay herself back. So there was a profit there. And generally, just so you know, the servicing company that does the foreclosure, the trustees foreclosure, they take a percentage of that profit between the 430 and the 525. They take a percentage of that. I think it's about 30%.
They all do, or just depends
on every one of them does, and the broker takes a piece of it too, of the above what you get. So you get your full 430, and then all during that process of foreclosure, the broker's working hard, the trustees working hard. They take a piece of that profit and bill it, and they take a chunk of that. Just so you know.
So if I take back this property and I sell it, then I have to give a percentage to my servicer?
It'll be in your contract with your servicer. Yeah. Just a heads up on that, because it's the amount of work that they have to do. So they're not charging you out of pocket. You're not like paying them. They're going to do the foreclosure, and they're going to do all that paperwork and all the collecting and all that stuff, and then they'll give you a piece of that. They'll put a demand in the escrow when it closes, and they'll take a chunk out of it. It's in their contract. I think it's 30%.
I'll have 30. I have to look at that because I don't remember that. Yeah. I know that because I'm doing a foreclosure and it's non-performing, I'm paying them a lot more monthly. So I thought that would be what I'm paying them to do.
It might be. Our contracts split it up, the extra. You get your 430, the month, in this case, you get your full 430. You're paid first. So you get your interest, all your costs, your original principal back, everything's paid as if the deal went perfect. But because everybody worked extra to do the foreclosure and all the other stuff, they end up splitting anything above that. They take a piece of it.
Because I don't remember anything about splitting.
It might not be in your contract. It's in PLM's. They take a piece of the pie.
But I do know that I'm paying them like
good money.
Well, not good money. I think it's like if it was a performing, it's only like $25 a month or something, maybe $30 a month for servicing, and then I'm paying about $100, like $95 a month. So 3 times as much.
Yeah.
Because it's not performing.
PLM takes a half a point of the loan for servicing. And then it depends on the size of the loan. But anyway, it's interesting how it's all laid out. We'll have to share it with you sometime. Maybe today we can trade emails and phone number junk like that. And I've got some other stuff that I put together that I wanted to share with you. So.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's go to the last one here is know when to sell versus hold. When renting was an option, a quick sale allowed the lender to recoup funds faster for investment. So yeah, so by selling it, they were able to reinvest and not have that money tied up. So that's another thing. So the final outcome, Amanda's lending successfully recovered their full loan balance plus interest, then reinvested the capital into another deal with a stronger borrower and a lower LTV. This case study highlights the importance of having a well-structured foreclosure process and evaluating all the possible workout solutions before proceeding to sale. And then it has another exercise. Well, isn't that fun? We're just going to make bank today, aren't we? So practical exercise, identifying and managing risks. Present is a sample investment opportunity with potential risks. Guide guide attendees in identifying the risk. Okay, let's do it. Here it is. Identify and managing risk in a private money loan. You're a private lender considering funding $300,000 hard money loan for an investor, Sarah Johnson, who is purchasing a fix and flip in Chico, California, right down the road from me. Property details is the purchase price is $400,000, the ARV is $600,000, the rehab is $75,000. So now we're at $475,000. The loan amount is $300,000. So $475,000, and I guess they're off again because they're saying that's 75% loan to value. And the term is 12 months, interest only. The exit strategy is to sell after renovation. Potential risks, the borrower's experience. Sarah has completed 2 flips before, but never one this size. Market condition, home prices in Chico have shown a sign of softening in recent months. Budget and timeline, estimated rehab is 6 months, but labor shortages and material costs could cause delays. The LTV and risk exposure is at 75% of purchase price. The loan carries some risk if market declines. The exit strategy dependence, if Sarah can't sell quickly, she might struggle to make payments. What do you think about this one? A lot of red flags. Yeah? So this might be a pass or a counter offer at a lower price. I like to offer them less. Like, okay, I'll do this, but it's going to be at 60% LTV. It's going to be, whatever. Protect yourself if you still want to do this property. I'm concerned with this one here that the rents are soft. A $600,000 value in Chico is kind of high since I know that market. Their median price around here is $453, I think it is. So you're above median by 150 grand. So that's going to take a while to move. So that might put me closer to 55 or 50% LTV on the deal, which puts it on them. If they want to not do it, that's fine. But at 50%, I'd feel a little more comfortable because I know I'm going to have to hold it longer to move it based on what the median price in that market. What else do you see in here? High LTV, that would be one of the things I'd fix. Yeah, if she can't sell quickly, she doesn't have the money to cover it. So we'd have to do a reserve, a 6 months reserve to help her with that. Let's see here, what else? She's only done 2 flips, none of this size. So that's a little scary too. She hasn't had the experience. What do you think? How could you reduce the risks?
Loaning less.
Excuse me?
Loaning less.
Yeah, loaning less. So it's got a list of things we can do here. You want me to read them off to you? Mm-hmm. We could check her contractor relationships and track record with similar projects. So maybe her contractors have had more experience than she's had. It could be a mitigating factor. Require a personal guarantee or additional collateral. Done that often. You know what? On this deal, I need something else. You got any other property I can, have as additional collateral? So we'll do 2 properties and have both of them as collateral, and then that'll help offset the have you done that at all? Have you thought of that one before? Multiple properties. So I've done that. It's like, I don't like this deal. You got anything else you want to add to the pile? Extra collateral? Put something else. Personal guarantee, I thought of that. Conduct a stress test, assuming a 5 to 10% market decline. Consider a cap of 65% or even less. There's another one. Implement a controlled draw schedule for the rehabs. Oh, we forgot that. We just learned it. All right. Controls. So 3 to 5 and do the inspections and all that stuff. Gosh, goodness gracious, how quickly I forget. How to ensure the project stays on track. Monthly check-ins and progress updates. So we want to keep that every 4 weeks. What if Sarah defaults? Start with a workout solution, loan extension, or interest draw reserve. If no resolution, give a notice of default promptly. Before foreclosure occurs, assess whether to sell or hold the property as a rental. So what we learned today, quite a bit, identify risk early, stay in regular communication, have multiple exit strategies. Pretty good. So I'm really grateful that you came today. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Guess what we're going to do next week? Maximizing returns on trust deed investments. I can hardly wait.
Okay.
How about dropping your contact in the chat box for me? No one will see that.
Okay. I thought it was already when you sign up for the Zoom. I think it already sends.
Oh, did it take it? It didn't take it for me. It might have taken it for Zoom.
Because last week after I got something. It looked like you were sending me a doc, but when I opened it, it was nothing. So I don't know if you did it.
Oh yeah, I tried to do. I didn't turn it on today. I tried to do the AI thing where it keeps track of all the words that we talk about. The AI companion. I didn't turn it on today.
Yeah.
And then it
I'll
prints
type it
out
in, but since I log in on Meetup and it's on Zoom, it should automatically give you my email.
I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'm just crazy, so I'm gonna put it on here.
So yeah, if you go on Meetup or if you log into your Zoom, somewhere you'll be able to see everybody who attended your
I'll
meeting.
take a look. Do you have a phone number?
Yes.
Let me turn off the recording since we're done. Stop recording.